Good day, people of the world. Today, new project. Very nice guitar. Now this came in. It belongs to a lad from Derby. I've never met him before. His name's Lee. Lee Bosworth is a nice lad. And cut a long story short, he had a guitar refretted somewhere in Derby 3 years ago, and he's bought it to me. So it's never been right. So let's have a look at it, and I can see why it's never been right. The refret, even though it looks good on the surface, and all the frets are inside the binding and blah 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 blah, and you're not going to cut your fingers on it. I don't know how much you can see there, but the frets are flat. They've not been crowned. That was done in a hurry, that was, and that says your frets are too flat. And they are, they're flat across the top. They're not completely flat, we've got a bit of curve at the side, but they're flat across the top, and there's about, I've measured them, and there's about a 2mm wide flat area on each fret. And he wondered why we were getting buzz and dull, the string sounded dull. I says that one crowned. Now, I'm not ready to slag anybody off, but I've heard of this guy who did this refret, and he's a well-renowned guitar tech. I don't know if he builds, I know he's a well-renowned guitar tech. He's built up a good reputation, good name for himself over the years. But this, to me, is a lazy refret. Now, for Lee, I wasn't doing refrets 3 years ago. I didn't have this business 3 years ago, but I got, and he's lucky he's found me, because necks and frets are my specialty. It's why I'm Fret Friend. And to show you, funny thing, I was laying in bed last night, me and our missus were watching some TV, as you do, blah, blah, and I got a text or a message off a guy I've refretted 2 guitars for him so far. He sent me a third one, he's going to send me a fourth and a fifth. But he sent me a text last night, and he just says, and I'm not going to say who he is, but I've done 3 of his guitars in the last 2 months, or 2 of his guitars in the last month. He says, my best mate played both my Strats you've refretted and said they were amazing. Now, he's gone away, and his guitars he bought to me, he says, they're my favourite, the first one I did, he says, my favourite guitar now. But he says, my best mate played both my Strats you've refretted and said they were amazing. I replied, awesome, thanks. He says, when he has the money, he wants me to bring his guitar down to you, because that's great. It will be. I said it's great. He says it will be when you finish with it. I thought brilliant, and this is what it's all about. I get messages and texts like this all the time. Oh, the guitar you've done, it's amazing. Especially, it's why I love doing refrets and doing network, because you know I take this stance that there's nothing more important on a guitar than the neck, which includes the frets. Because like I've always said, if the neck's not right, the guitar will never be right. The neck must be right. So 2 things: your neck must be straight, your truss rod must work, and your frets must be levelled and crowned properly. And that's it. And this one, I don't know what you can see. I'm going to hold the guitar up and you can look for yourself. There's no crown on there, they're flat, and there's about 2mm worth. Also, behind one of these frets there's a great massive hole. Now, as a matter of course, I would have filled that here. Look between my fingers there. There's a great gouge out the fret there. Right next to my index finger, next to that inlay. There you go. I'd have filled that because I was doing the fret. So what I'm going to do is, I've told him, there's too much relief in this as well. So I've set the neck straight, we've gone across with fret rocker. We're about 3 or 4 high frets, which I'm going to sort out. But the main thing this is in for is I'm going to recrown all of these frets, and I'm going to put it on the jig, and I'm going to show you. You'll get a much better idea of how flat these frets are when I get it up on the jig there. The nut is cut okay. It's not cut to my liking. I don't like them deep slotted nuts. I prefer to have them just flat across the top. But you know, anyway, lovely guitar. It's a 1999. I can say it's a 99 because the first digit and the 4 from the end digit. 9 and 9, so it's a 1999. Whether it's a 9 digit or an 8 digit Gibson, how you tell the year is your first digit, whether it be 8 or 9, your first digit is part of a year, and the 4th one from the end is a part of the year. So this is 9, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, this is an 8 number 1. So the 1st and 5th numbers are both 9. So it's a 1999, it's a tribute, standard, it's not a tribute, it's a standard. Beautiful guitar. Look at that maple, and Lee pointed this out. He said, look how matched that is down the line, down the centre. You normally see that line, but you really don't. It's an absolutely beautiful guitar. So today that is going to go on to the jig. I'm going to level what frets need levelling, and then I'm going to recrown the lot. Now, it's quite difficult to price this one up because Normally I'd charge the price for a fret level, which is 95 quid, but because it's only having 3 or 4 frets levelled, it's not even a whole lot level. I'm not going to charge him for it. So I said, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to charge him by the hour. 30 quid an hour, I'm going to charge him by the hour, because I think I can get this done in 2 hours. But I said to him, if it does go over 2 hours, I'm only going to charge you half price for the next hour. So top whack, it's going to be 75 notes. Now, I think that's a pretty good, because I'm going to include a setup with it as well. He's a new customer. I like to do a bit for new customers, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my timer on my little iPhone there, and I'm going to do this by time, and every time I stop, even if I go for a waz, I'm stopping my timer, and I'm going to time how long it takes me to do this, and I'm going to enjoy doing it because it's a beautiful guitar. I've told him he can hit it back, he wants it in a bit of an aura, so I says, I'm going away this week, I'm going away Friday morning very early, I'm going to Cornwall to see Stranglers, and I'm spending the weekend down there, I'm going to see some friends. So I've told him he can have it Thursday dinner, I'll have it done for Thursday dinner. And I've got, also along with this, his friend Steve Fowkes, he's bought 2 guitars. It's actually Steve who contacted me about this guitar. So between them, we've bought me 3 guitars. And I'm going to have a look at the other 2 as well. So I'll do a separate video for Steve's guitars, because we're in no rush for them, so I'm no rush to get them done. But like I said, I'm going to get this one all jigged up, and I'm going to come back and give you an update. But getting back to, I was really quite surprised when I had the name mentioned about this guy who had done this refret, because he's well renowned and he's well known and he's well respected. I've never met him, I just know his work's been good. But maybe that's more testament to me, to how good my work is, when people are bringing their guitars to me travelling. I mean, it's come from Derby, it's 25-30 mile away, and they're hunting me down and bringing guitars to me. I've got customers in Shrewsbury, I've got them in Cambridge, Cannock, Halifax, York, Leeds, all over the place. Bringing them, and there's other luthiers around here, you know, there are other guitar techs around here, and good ones as well, been doing it years. But I think it's testament to how good my work is and what a good reputation I'm actually building now. In this, I mean, I'm based in Kirkby and Ashfield. I've had a bit of hoo-ha with some competition down the road. We're not bothered about idiots like that. We don't worry about things. But I think it's testament to how good my work is. And the thing is, even though I set up guitars and I modify guitars and I repair guitars, my area of expertise has always been necks and frets. It's because it's the most important part of a guitar, and if it's right, then the guitar's going to be absolutely bang on. So that's where I'm concentrating at the moment. It just coincidentally always also happens to be where you know, you get a bit of a better rate for doing that kind of work. That's just purely coincidence, I tell you. But anyway, so that's it. It's good that I'm being singled out and hunted down in a good way. You know, check my reviews on Facebook, facebook.com/NGONESEVEN, that's facebook.com/NG17. I'm known as Fret Friend. I started out at Christian Guitars. Give me a check, check my reviews, ignore the crap reviews because they're all lies, you know all about that, don't worry about that. And it's great, I appreciate your custom, I appreciate the good words you say about me, and I'm going to do this guitar justice. I'm going to get it absolutely bang on for Lee. He's going to come and pick it up. He's going to absolutely love it. So I'm going to get it up on the jig, and I will come back shortly with another update. Right, hello again. Back briefly with Lee's Les Paul Standard 1999. As you can see, I've now got it strapped up on the jig. We've got the dials zeroed out. I've got only a few frets to level on this. We're about 4 or 5. We're getting a bit of rock, not terrible. There you see. I'm not going to go across the whole lot, just take my word for it. There's definitely 4 that need levelling. But it's not the levelling we're doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit and just show you the problem with these frets for me. And do you see where they're flat across the top? Look at this part here in particular. Instead of being like that, they're sort of a little bit curved, only a little bit though. Then at the edges they go down, so they'll be flat for 2mm across the top. Let me get my calipers and I'll show you where we're at. Because to me, I know, for instance, because I work on a lot of heritage guitars, because I work for a dealer now and again, and they come with flattish, here you go, this is all working, they come with flattish, where are we? There's my caliper, let me zoom out a bit. I know heritages come with flattish frets. I don't like them myself. I'm going to measure the width where these are flat, and you're looking at, that's saying 2.19 millimeters wide. That's the flatness, that's not the width of the fret. Frets are about 3 mil, I think. Bit 3 mil frets. We talked about this yesterday, they are jumbo frets or super jumbo. 3 mil wide, I imagine they're about 1.4 high. Same kind of stuff I use the high and wide stuff. But the 2 mil of that is flat. What I'm going to do is I'm about 2 mil on the top. Let me zoom back in. At 2 millimeters width on the top here, I'm going to get down to 0.5 millimeter, and I'm going to do that with a crowning file. I'm going to do it by hand. I'm going to get the guitar neck all taped up shortly. Now I know it's level. First I'm going to level the 4 or 5 frets that need doing. Then I'm going to get it all taped up. We're going to use some masking tape between all the frets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-crown the whole lot. Let me move that out of the way. Crikey, what am I doing? You've seen that. I'm going to re-crown the whole lot. I'm going to be using, I could use my crowning file. I'm not going to use that. I have one of these. I use these for finishing. It's a crowning file. It's from Tone Tech, 3 mil wide, 2.5 mil wide, and I could re-crown with that because it's curved, as you can see, blah blah blah. But I prefer to use my 3-edge file with ground flat edges because you get a feel for it. And I'm going to do it by hand. I prefer to do it that way. I'll finish off with this just to get rid of any burrs, and I'll finally finish off with my diamond crowning file, and then it'll be polishing all the frets. I'll go with 2 or 3 different grains of sandpaper, starting from about 1000 grit, 1500 grit, 2000 grit. We'll get them all polished up, and then we'll remove the tape and we'll oil the fingerboard. We'll check the nut. The nut's really shoddy as well, by the way, fitted. It's not as wide as the guitar neck. It's a Graphtec nut, good nut, but again, not a very good fit. So that's it. As you can see, I'm up to about 30 minutes. I don't run this when I'm not working because I'm not working on it now. I'm actually sat pause. I'm going to whiz that back up there. But when I start working on it, I'll hit that timer. And like I say, I'd like to be, maybe 2 hours is looking a bit. I'm probably not going to do 2 hours. That was a little bit, you know, it's quite unexpected really. But up to 3 hours. Like I say, I'm going to charge him for a third hour. I'm going to charge him off price on that. So we're looking 75 quid tops on this. It's probably going to take me up to and around about 3 hours. So the quicker I get on with it, the quicker I'll get it done. So that is it for now. I won't be giving any more updates through this work process. You know how I work. I might just come and show how I crown a file when I've got it all taped up, and I've got them all. I've got marker pen all over them. I'll come and show. I'll probably show. In fact, I will come back and show you one fret. I'll show you how I crown it, and that'll be it. So stay tuned, and I'll come back to you later. Right, back briefly just to show you how to crown a fret. Just before I do that, I'm up to 56 minutes on the timer. In that time, I've checked the setup on the guitar, I've checked the intonation, made sure the setup's all okay. I've straightened the neck on the truss rod, I've brought it over to the jig, I've set up the jig, placed it on the jig, I've levelled the 5 frets that needed levelling. I've then taped up the whole fingerboard, and I've marked all of the frets ready for re-crowning. Now you can see there's about 2.5 mil of thickness on the marker pen on the tops of these frets because that's where they're flat. I've already done one, and I'm going to show you how I actually do a recrown. I'm just going to finish this one. You'll see on this one, that marker pen now, we're not 2.5 mil wide, we're 0.5 mil wide all the way down the length, and I'm going to show you how we get to that. So we've ascertained that these frets are flat on the top, and what we need to do is put that curve back in. So what I'm going to do is, with my fretting file, 3-edge fretting file, ground at the edges so we can't dig into the guitar or hurt anything. And all we're going to do is we're going to file across, and as we file across, we're going to bring this fret in and we're going to lean over, and we're going to lean over more with every subsequent stroke. And what it's going to do is, where it's flat, it's going to bring that edge in on that side, and then we're going to do the opposite side. So I'm just going to do it, and I'm not going to explain so much as I do it, I'm just going to let you watch. So nice stroke, and then we'll lean in a little, just a little at a time, and start watching that black line disappear. Over to the other side, using a clean part of the file, clean side of the blade. We're going to take this time, make sure we don't slip, because you don't want this scuffing across the top of the fret, because then you've got to flatten it all and polish it. Maybe even replace it. So there you go. I think you can now see that we've got a nice thin line across the centre of that fret. That's the point of contact between the bottom of the string and the top of the fret. Nice thin line there. And once we've done that, we'll take the crowning file. We've got a 3mm side and a 2.5mm side, and we'll just give it a couple of strokes just to remove any burrs. And on this one, and then we'll go across with a 2.5mm side. The clock's not running while I do this, by the way, because I'll just show it on the video. And there you go. That's 2 frets crowned. We've gone from a flat fret to a crown fret. All we need to do with these now, I'm going to go across with a diamond file once I've got all of them done, just to remove any burrs, and then we'll do a polish with 3 different grits of sandpaper, 1000 grit, 1500 grit, 2000 grit. We'll finish off a wire wool, we'll remove this tape, we'll oil the fingerboard, and we'll get the guitar set up. Like I said, the clock's not running at the moment. We are at 56 minutes, we're doing quite well. I think the whole job is going to be round about the 2.5 hour mark, so I was pretty good in the estimation there. I'm going to move on with the work now. I'm going to crack on. We've turned afternoon. I don't know what time it is. I've got no idea what time it is. But I'm going to crack on with the work. I'm going to get these done, and I'll come back with another mini update later on. Right, mini update on the Les Paul Standard. I'm just about finishing off the crowning. You'll now see I've got the guitar turned around the opposite way. That's a good thing about this jig. You can just pick it up and turn it around. And the reason being, I can't do this side of these frets from that side, because the file digs into the body here. So what we do is we do half. We do the top and this side from over there. Then when we come to do this side, we do it from here. So same thing, same file. I'm just going to re-crown these. I've done this one where it joins the body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 to do. Same thing, but we're only doing half a fret there. Just bring it over. So you know how it goes. I'm not going to show it. We had to spend a little bit more time and extra care on here because we're likely to go in there and ding the body. We don't want to do that, so we just do shorter strokes, like so. I think you can just see enough there, and just roll in as we do it, because we don't want to damage the body. It's why we take the body up as well. And same again here, nice 90 degrees, and we just roll in, shorter strokes, until we've got that thin line going down there. Quite hard to show on camera. I'm not even going to try and show it on camera, but there you go. So that's going to take a few more minutes. I'll say another 5-10 minutes on those 5-6 frets there. We're up to about 1 hour and 20 minutes so far on the whole job, which is going really well. But the time consuming stuff is going to be in the polishing. We're about 10 minutes away from getting ready for polishing. Once we're ready for polishing, I'm going to take it off this bench, I'm going to bang it on the other bench, get it in the vise, and we're going to get the fret polish. It's going to be, the fret polish is quite time consuming. I imagine it's going to do, I don't know, it's probably going to do me an hour, so rather than just gab about it, I'm going to get on with it. Right, welcome back, and we've got Les Paul Standard, the 1999 Les Paul Standard now. We've got it on the other bench, ready for the fret polishing. We've done the levelling, we've done the re-crowning, we've gone both sides, we're still all taped up. I'm now going to go with 3 different grits of sandpaper. Normally I go with 4 grits. If I'm doing a complete fret level and polish, fret level, crown and polish, I go with 4 grits, but because this is just, we're only re-crowning, you know, so I'm going with 3 different grits. I'm going 1000 grit, blah blah blah, 1000, 1500 and 2000. We're going to attack it from both sides, that side, far side of this side. We'll turn the guitar around as necessary. Polish all. Once they're all polished, we're going to go over with finest grade steel wool, and then after that we can look at getting the guitar set up. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on with it. We're up to just over an hour and a half so far on this guitar. Really nibbed on with this today. Normally I'd expect to get to this stage after about 2.5 hours, but because we haven't done a complete fret level, I think we only leveled 4 or 5 frets. I think it was 5 in all. So we've got there much quicker. So 90 minutes and counting. I would expect us to be completed, this all done guitar set up, ready to go, around about 2.5 hours. So I'll let you know the progress in a short while. We're back soon. Right, back with this Les Paul Standard, and here we are. And I said I would show you once we've got the tape off, and I'm going to show you the frets with the tape off. I've put the pick guard back on, I've put the 3-way back in, and there you go. Look at those frets, absolutely beautiful. That's it. A few more things to do. We're running up to 2 hours 40 minutes now. A few more things to do. I'm going to oil the fingerboard, I'm going to clean up the neck area where I had the tape. I'll just use a quick wipe of white spirit over there, bring it straight off. We're then going to restring it. I've got this little area as well where I told you it's on the 15th fret. Look next to where this inlay joins the fret area, and you'll see there's big holes in there. I'm going to fill that just with some super glue and wood dust. I'm not going to charge for that. I'm going to get some strings on. I've already checked the intonation and everything before I took the strings off. That's absolutely fine. I'm putting a new set of Diodario 10s on there, which I keep 9s and 10s in stock, and 9s I go for the Super Slinkies, they're normally for your Fenders, 942s, and 10s I go for the Diodario 1046s. So I'm going to stick a set of them on. I charge £5 for these. I pay 45 quid, 44 quid for 10 packs delivered, so I'm making 60 pence a pack there. 10 pence a string I'm making there. There you go, can't really ask for fairer than that. I'll stick a set of new 10s on there, so stretching the strings, good set them there. It's about 25-30 minutes in here. We're coming up to, it's got 237 on the dial there, which ain't bad at all, considering all the work we have done. I'm not going to recap on what work we've done, because you know what work we've done. But all I've got to do now is, like I say, get strings on, get the fingerboard oiled, fill that crack in there, get the fingerboard oiled, get some strings on, get it tuned in, stretch the strings, get it tuned in, job done. We'll be looking at about 3 hours for a job like this, all things considered. I've knocked him a bit of money off, I've done him a really good rate because it's a new customer. Obviously it'll pay for strings as well, so it ain't cost him an arm and a leg. That's good for him, and it's good for me, it's good for business, good for the future. So I'm going to wrap this one up shortly. I'm going to get all the work I said I'm going to get done, and I'll probably come back with an update as the guitar is ready to play. It's getting on for, it must be 6 PM now, getting on for that. So considering today I'd have done 2.5 hours work on this guitar, or 2.5 logged hours on this guitar. I've actually been in and out of the workshop all day since I think about 9 o'clock this morning. I picked guitars up, I've done this, I've done another one, blah 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 blah. So I've done 2 guitars today. So really, when I charge you 2.5, 3 hours, I might have been in the workshop 5 or 6 hours. Bear that in mind. Anyway, good stuff. I'll come back with the final update, all being well, in about 40 minutes. I will see you soon. So here we are, frets all polished. I'm going to bring the guitar, show you. That really makes your hands ache, especially going at it like I just have done. That's the residue. You get all the dust off the sandpaper there. I've gone through with 3 grits of paper, blah blah blah, 1000 grit, 1500 grit, 2000 grit, worn all that out. Can you see there? That's all done now. Finished off with a big chunk of wire wool, steel wool. Some people are against using that, not me. I swear by it, it's brilliant. Finish off, and I'm going to show you the frets. Can you see the shine on them frets here? But not only the shine, can you see how they're now round, they're not flat anymore. Zoom in there if you like. So basically what I've done is I've re-crowned, I've levelled the frets, re-crowned them all and highly polished them. Next step is I'm going to remove this tape. I'm going to get the guitar on the other bench, on the setup bench over there, bench number 3, well it's bench number 1, but you're going to get it on there. We're going to get all the tape off, remove all the tape from the guitar, all the protective tape. We're going to oil the fingerboard. I'm also going to fill in that big hole on that, I can't remember what fret it's on, around about 12th, 13th fret, where there's a hole in the fingerboard. I'm going to fill that up. I'm just going to use some wood dust and glue. I'm going to fill that up, and I'm going to get the guitar set up. Running time so far, we're just over 2.5 hours. I think, well I actually know, to get a guitar levelled, re-crowned and polished in 2.5 hours really is some going. But we're not done, we're not out of the woods yet. I've got to take this off, I've got all the fingerboard, got it out dry, clean it all up, get the strings on, check the nuts, recut the nut where applicable, and stretch the strings and tune the guitar in. So we've got at least another half hour on here. I'm not going to faff about. I'm not going to charge any extra as well for this, any extra time. I've already got a price, we're sticking to that. It means he's going to get a good deal, he's going to be pleased as punch, and he's going to, not only is he going to come back, or both these lads, not only are we going to come back, they're going to tell their friends all about me. So there you go, just to show the frets again. You'll get a better idea when I've got it on the other bench, when I've peeled this tape off. So without further ado, I'm going to zip off now. I'm going to get the tape peeled off, I'm going to get it on the other bench. I'll come back and show you before I oil the fingerboard, and you'll get a better idea what the frets look like. Good day. Les Paul, 1999 Les Paul Standard. So last bit I shown was where I'd oiled the fingerboard, and I'd filled in that those holes on the 15th fret there. After that last night, I went and got the guitar strung up, tuned it in, played it, wouldn't stay in tune. I know why it wouldn't stay in tune. It was the nut, and the nut is cut that bad. Best thing to do is show you. Now, I don't know how much exactly you're going to see of that. Maybe you'll need to zoom in a little bit. I can only go to that angle because the tripod's in the way. But look at the nut slots. The nut slots in there are 3 or 4 mil deep. Now what you do is when you cut a nut, you cut the slots, then you file the top of the nut. So half the string's inside the slot, half of it's above the slot. Now with this, he didn't do that. He did it really lazily. So the strings above the first fret here, the bottom of the first fret, sorry, the top of the first fret at the bottom of the string, there should be a 0.3 gap on this side and about a 0.4 gap on this side. The gap between them was 0.6, meaning the strings were twice as high as they ought to have been, which means when you're fingering an F note on the bottom E string, you're getting an F sharp. F sharp, you're getting a bit sharp. Up to G, G sharp, you're getting all these strings sharp, but not staying in tune. As soon as you press that, you're not getting an F, you're getting nowhere near an F. So I was playing it and I was getting nowhere near in tune. Now we are. The thing is, I've recut these nut slots and I've cut them even deeper to bring the height of the string down closer to the fret. So we're 0.4 at this end and 0.3 at that end. So we're now cut where they need to be. Now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to remove the strings again, and I'm going to file the top of this nut till the nut is brought right down to the level of half of the string holes. It's probably easier to show than it is to explain. So I'm going to move the camera. But if I was putting my name to this guitar, I want to put my name to this guitar, personally. But anyway, let's just get you there. Now we're looking at the nut. Look how deep those strings are in the nut there. You're taking the mickey, and it's glued in terribly. Look at all the glue residue over there. Look how deep these strings are. So what I've got to do is I'm going to take the strings off and I'm going to file the top of this nut off. So these strings sit half in the hole and half out of it. Really, really shoddy workmanship. Now, as I say, the guy that did this, when I was playing, and don't forget I stopped playing in the 90s, when I was playing, this bloke's name would be, I'm sure this bloke's name would be in for about, he's a bit older than me, I'm 52. I don't know how long he's been doing this, but I'd be ashamed of that work. So, has he got lazy? Was he just having a bad day? I don't know. I'm not going to mention his name because you're bringing your guitars to me and you're getting them done. And you know me, I'm a fret and neck specialist. It's like I always say, the neck is the most important part of a guitar, and if the neck can be straight, if the neck's straight, the truss rod works, then the guitar can be great. But if the neck's not right, the guitar will never be right. So I really take care with necks and frets and nuts. It's my whole area of expertise. It's what I love doing because that's got to be right. So it's fantastic that you're bringing your guitars to me to sort them out for you. But what's not so good is when you spent £200 on a refret. I know it was 3 years ago. That's not the point. You spent £200 on a refret and it's never played right since. When you bring a guitar to me and you go away with it, it's going to play right, or if it isn't, I'm going to put it right. And you never have to bring a guitar back to me. You know that. You've seen all my reviews on Facebook. You've seen all the lives from them lot up the road in Annesley. You know, they'll get theirs one day. It'll happen to them. Something will happen to them. It's going to have nothing to do with me, by the way. I am all about my reputation. I stand by my work. I'm getting a good name for myself. I love it that you're bringing guitars to me and you're going away really happy. It's brilliant. So this guitar has taken me more time than I wanted it to. I got up to 3 hours 15 minutes on the tell you what we got up to on the timer, if it's still on there. We got up to 3 hours 15 minutes on the clock, and I did about another 15 minutes. There you go. That's where we got up to. 3 hours 15 minutes 19.72 seconds. And I still did some work on the nut last night, which I've not logged, and I'm not logging it. All I need to do now, I'm going to file across the top of that nut. Once it's done, I'm going to come back. By the way, I'm charging the guy for, I told him I'd only charge him 2.5 hours anyway. I just wanted this for my, just to see how long it would take me to do a mini level, fret level and recrown and set up. So that's really, for me, which is brilliant. So, I'm going to get a nut cut, I'm going to come back and I'll show you the guitar in its fullness, in its completion. The owner of this guitar, Lee Bosworth, is going to be absolutely over the moon when he gets it, because it's going to play in tune, it's going to stay in tune, it's going to play straight, you're going to get no fretboards, you're going to get no dead notes. So I'll be back again shortly. Just a quick show of this Les Paul. Now I've oiled the fingerboard and I've filled in those holes on the on that 13th, 15th fret there. That's the hole filled, and that's with oil on the fingerboard. It's how it's going to look when we've got the strings on, and that's going to look absolutely magnificent. So that's it. I'm just going to wait for that lemon oil to dry on there. Give it 5-10 minutes just to soak in. I'll buff off the remainder, get some strings on, and I'll come back and we can wrap this one up. And here we are all done with this guitar. Les Paul Standard 1999, fret level, fret recrown, complete setup, new nut cut. Look where the strings are now on that nut. They're at the top of the nut. I've took it out, reshaped it, I've cleaned up all the area around the nut, I've glued it back in, and there you go. Look where the strings are now. We're at the top of the nut. Beautiful, shaped it beautiful. Guitar is in tune, the intonation's done. I absolutely guarantee that this guitar will not play better than it does right now. It's never played better. It looks fantastic. I mean, just looking at the nut now, you look at it and you think that's how a nut should be cut. So that's it, the guitar is all done. Took best part of 3 hours 45 minutes, let's say 3.5 hours. But the owner is going to be absolutely chuffed. I've got to whiz it straight off because this has put me an hour and a half behind today. Well, it's put me an hour behind at least. So that's it, the guitar is wrapped up. It's a 1999 Les Paul Standard. Its owner, Lee Bosworth, is going to be absolutely over the moon when he gets it back. It's going to play perfect. Its frets are now nicely rounded, all level. A couple of extra cosmetic jobs done on there, recut the nut, done all that. Didn't charge for that, didn't charge for filling in the holes in the fingerboard. Didn't charge for the last hour. I'm absolutely fine with that. It gets me a new customer, a new client. Someone else is going to go around and say, I know this guy. If you want your guitar sorted out, blah, 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 blah. Go and see Victor Christian and Fret Friend Christian Guitars out there. So absolutely wonderful. So one wrapped up. Moans aside, you know, it's all been good. I'm sure the owner's going to be absolutely chuffed. So that's another project out of the way. He's coming to pick this up tomorrow. He's going to be over the moon. So that's it. So until the next time, as always, be good to each other, and I'll see you soon.